Hide your boobs and hide your ass. The Green Bandits have struck again. Let's get into last night's episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Let's run this intro. Let's run these deets. Let's get it. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Tony Michelle, aka Phatgyrlsnoop, and I just want to welcome you to my channel, to my podcast. If you are a new snooper and you want to see more of my Phatgyrlsnoop shenanigans, please do not hesitate to like, share, comment, and subscribe because it does wonders for my videos. And as I always say, I am trying to do it like I do it out here in this YouTube world, and I need your help to accomplish that. My goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of next month. I'm hoping. So listen, if you know a friend who knows a friend who knows a friend, tell them to please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And guess what? It costs you absolutely nothing. Okay? Zip, zilch, nada. Only the click of your finger on your mouse or on your phone. That's it. 3 seconds of your time. But without further ado, we need to get up into this last night's episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Yes, just like the title says, the Green Bandits have struck again. And it looks like their target is Wendy. That is their focus. We're going to get into that and more. And of course, I'm going to drop my 2 cents on everything along the way. And do not forget to drop your 2 cents down in the comments of what you thought about last night's episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. If I have to rate it from 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the best I've ever seen, I'm going to absolutely probably rate it a 3. And that is because I actually felt so bad for Wendy in this episode. But I'm glad that she bossed up on these two back here. And let me tell you, I listen to these two podcasts, something I could never get my life back. Because guess what? They give you advice about everybody else. They give you advice about everything, but they never lead by example. Now I'm going to get into that more in a minute. Okay, so basically we left where we left off. Karen and Gizelle are going back and forth about, Gizelle saying that she basically putting death on Karen's husband, Ray, which she didn't. She only made a comment that, Ray will be 6 feet under before he'll ever get a pretty face like this. So something to that effect. But it was a real reach that Karen thought, that felt that Gizelle wished death on Ray. But to be honest, there was a lot of things said between these two women and still is. Karen has a lot to say about Pastor Jamal, and Gizelle has a lot to say about Sugar Daddy Ray. Okay, so they always go back and forth. So I'm just saying this to say that Gizelle, my 2 cents is, if you are expecting an apology from Karen, an on-camera apology from Karen, you could absolutely hang that up because Karen is not going to do it. But then we have Mia and a scholar feeling like they're caught up in the middle, basically telling them like, hey, look, man, whatever beef you guys got, you guys need to go ahead and just agree to disagree because we're out here on this beautiful estate and we want to have fun, and we can't have fun if you guys are going to continue to go back and forth. So I think they kind of pipe things down for now, but we have to wait and see. But I don't know, because present day, they're still going back and forth. So it is what it is. But Wendy also jumped in about it. She also, tried to get Karen to understand that maybe, hey, it was some sort of reach to think that Gizelle will wish death on your husband, which is shocking because when we talk about what happens towards the end or during since the season started, the little haterade that Gizelle and Robyn has been drinking since the season started, it is very surprised that Wendy is sitting here taking up for Gizelle. She took up for Gizelle. And still they come after her for what? Okay. And surprisingly, Candace is also taking her hosting duties very seriously and trying to be the peacemaker between all the women, which is ironic because she didn't have that attitude last season. But hey, people grow. It is what it is. Let's see what else is happening. I'm sorry, guys. I was taking down notes so I wouldn't miss anything. Oh, another thing. But let me tell you, Candace. The one thing I do not like is the fact that you put Wendy. Okay, let me give y'all the setup. So basically, Candace rents out this nice estate. I believe they're in Virginia. It's like one of them like colonial places or whatnot. And, back in the day, plantation style, get where I'm going. And so there's like the mansion and like a few miles down, there are cottages that were used. I'm trying to do the politically correct word for the plantation workers. I'm just gonna leave it like that. My people know what it is, but you two, you're not gonna try to block this video because it is what it is. Okay, so Candace allows Gizelle, Robyn, and Mia to stay at the mansion, whereas Karen, Wendy, Escala, and Escala, Wendy, Karen, Escala, and there was somebody else in that thing, wasn't it? Maybe not. Maybe it's just those three, which I did not like. Okay, because you've known Karen longer. She is the grande dame. Okay, if anybody should have been in that mansion, it should have been Karen. Mia is a newbie. You don't know her like that. She could have been one of the possibilities in the cottages. Okay, and Escala, okay, I knew it, but I'm mad at you, Robyn, because that's your friend. You brought her in the circle, so you should have maybe even fight for Escala to get a room at the mansion instead of having her live these couple days with ladies that she barely even knows. So, Robyn, you are a true friend, but then again, you wanted to be up under Gizelle, so it's not really surprising because you didn't know how to handle Karen under one roof. You wouldn't know how to do that because you always need Gizelle in your corner. That's just my opinion. That's just my 2 cents. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. And I've listened to these two podcasts. Remember, I was telling you guys, I was going to listen to their podcast. Okay, they know everything about everybody else. But as far as them sharing like really like intimate details about their life, no. Let me tell you guys, there was a podcast episode of theirs that was titled "They're Ex for a Reason." So I'm like, okay, Gizelle about to drop some key knowledge about Pastor Jamal and why he's an ex for a reason, or maybe Robyn's going to talk about maybe that's why Juan is going to be an ex for a reason. But no, they were just answering viewer. They were just reading viewer emails or some ish like that. It wasn't like really interesting. I could never get any of my life back. Yeah, you ladies need to tighten up on the podcast, and that's just my opinion. But hey, I'm new to it too, and it takes time. It takes time. But yeah, it's mostly Gizelle talking and Robyn going, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? All right, where was I at in this review? Like I said, this cottage is about 5 minutes away from the estate. The women seem comfortable, like Gizelle using like the plantation style language, like using servant and the S word I'm not going to use. Robyn claims to feel bad that a scholar is in the cottages, but I beg to differ. And Wendy was actually very disappointed in the cottages, but I don't think it was because of the actual cottages. I think Wendy was more ticked off that, you know, she's, like I said, been basically Candace's little ride or die, you know, last season, and they were like, it seemed like super closer than those other two ladies that stayed under the roof. It's almost as if Gizelle gets treated like the freaking hierarchy. And that's just my opinion. It's like everybody falls up under Gizelle. And I'm talking about from Bravo on down to castmates. I'm just saying. Because if you have to be seen on camera repeating something now 3 times now, just to make sure that while the cameras are rolling, that they got the fact that I think that your husband is cheating, or the rumors are out there that your husband is cheating. She doesn't care who she tells as long as it's on camera. And this is the other beef I have with some of the Real Housewives, you know, on the show. You guys go after bloggers such as myself. I'm the same in example as me being a blogger. You go after other bloggers for putting out the alleged accusations about your husbands or your boyfriends or your significant others, but when they put it out there, you guys try to block it, but then you guys use it in your storyline. And I'm not even gonna call the blog out because the blog don't pay me like that to do that, and yeah, I get no free advertising over here. I'm just saying, if you want to see, go back in the episode and see. But I find that really hypocritical when it comes down to just being a blogger. But so, you know, Wendy's basically has beef about Candace putting her into the cottages. Karen surprisingly has no beef with it, because I feel like as long as far as Gizelle, you know, as possible, she could get a peaceful night's sleep and make it to her appointments the next day. Because, you know, Karen is booked and busy, honey. Isn't she getting some kind of key to a city in Virginia somewhere? So remember, like I was like, you know, what do we know about this girl, a scholar? Like, we have no idea about her, you know, what she does. She says she owns businesses, but we don't know what. We have not gotten a formal introduction to a scholar. Bravo, I need that. I need to know who a scholar is and why she's Robyn's friend. And out of all the people that Robyn possibly know, why did y'all pick a scholar to come on the show? It has to be something interesting about a scholar. But however, last night we did get to hear her speak with her husband. She was voicing how, you know, ticked off she was about the living accommodations. Then we see Wendy and Karen struggling to get their luggages upstairs. Oh, I forgot to say, when it came down to the mansion versus the cottage, the mansion, they had help there to assist the ladies that were living in the mansion. But the ones that were in the cottage did not have any help. So these ladies had to carry up the stuff up their stairs. I know, rich people problems, but you know, it was kind of shady in my opinion. So the Karen's luggage was so heavy that her and Wendy couldn't even carry it up. So Karen is yelling for a scholar, a scale, the scale, the scale, the scale. Getting the girl's name all wrong. She did apologize, but that goes to show a scholar doesn't know anybody there. She's still trying to find out who these people are. So, Robyn, why didn't you at least give this girl a formal introduction to the ladies, okay? We need to know who she is. But they end up all getting the luggage upstairs, which was good. A scholar almost hit Wendy in the boobs. Luckily, you know, the happiness was not her. Everybody went about their day. Then we moved on to Ashley. She's at her condo. Her and her husband, Michael, they're actually prepping for a photo shoot. Meanwhile, they try to get the babies clean and changed. Ashley tells us about how she's trying to juggle momhood now that she has 2 young boys and a husband to take care of. And surprisingly, it seems that Mike is really stepping in. In my opinion, you know, he could be off at some business meeting, or he could be, you know, doing something. But it's like we're seeing more of his presence around when it comes to the boys, and that is by far a good look. We all know Mike and Ashley been going through some things. There's been some rumors going around, accusations. I'm not going to get into it, but it looks like, you know, he's stepping up, and I like to see that. And it's cool to see them in their element. So after they clean up, a photographer comes. They get ready for their little family photo shoot. It was so cool. I did appreciate how gangster Dean is. Let me tell y'all something about that baby Dean. That baby Dean is not no like in your face little guy. He's not gonna talk to strangers. You did good. Keep teaching him the way he's doing what he needs to do. He reminds me of my youngest daughter. My youngest daughter was like that, and she's like that to this day. She does not talk. She does not mess with strangers at all. Even when she was a little youth, as they say, she no, But he did come through on the pictures. The pictures came out cute, so it was cool seeing them. Taking their family pictures. But one thing that struck me weird is that after a photo shoot, Ashley sits down with Mike, and then she kind of asks Mike permission to go to Virginia, you know, for a day to visit the girls. He seems okay with it. I did like the fact that she had to ask permission. But, you know, I had to sit back and think. I'm thinking like, well, maybe because, you know, the baby is like so brand new. But then again, I'm like, well, she has a nanny. I mean, listen, if I have a nanny, I ain't asking permission for nothing. I'm gone. Okay? I'm gone. Let me go make this Bravo check. Alright? But, you know, maybe she was being, what do they call it, courteous. He says he didn't mind, and boom, boom, boom. That was the end of them. Oh, no, it was not. Okay. So I don't know if this was shade or not, but Ashley sits and tells Mike about Gizelle and how Gizelle wanted to start dating again. And I don't know if this was a joke or not, but Mike was like, well, is Juan available? And, there was a little reaction from Ashley. She did not comment on it. But I could tell, like, she wanted to laugh. Then Mike starts asking her about, what's the deal with Robyn and Juan getting married. And Ashley was like, oh, it was because of COVID. Oh shoot, I did not mean to even say that word up on here. Okay, so it was for that that Panera. It was because of the Panera that she didn't get married, and then Mike called it BS, and he was like, Panera or not, if you love each other and you want to get married, you guys would have been married already. I agree with you, Mike. It's not like, they had the big wedding. They did all that. If they really want to be married, it is a simple walk inside the courthouse. So I don't, in my head, I don't see these two getting married anytime soon. These two just bought a house together. You think now they can afford a wedding? And Juan basically said, look, man, if you don't ship up, I'm about to ship out. That's what he said. He said, it's not going to work. You are lazy. I cannot deal with someone who is lazy, someone who gets out the bed at 2 p.m. to start her day. That's what he said. So moving back to the the review. So yeah, we hear Mike's thoughts on the so-called this long engagement, which is what we all thought. Very dragged out. And then we go back to Williamsburg. The ladies are getting dressed for dinner. Wendy has her tattoos out. Okay. She had them girls. I'm telling you, look at perky and nice. Let's see. So she chills with Karen and Ascala at first. They actually talk about their husband, blah, blah, blah. Now, at the estate, we see Gizelle and Robyn sitting down, talking about, she wonders how the ladies feel about being in the servant quarters. Okay, that's strike one, Gizelle. But Robyn is very happy. It seems to be happy for that interlude so that she could actually talk about how she feels about Wendy. She said that she brought up how Wendy dressed from last year from last season to this season. They wonder if maybe that Wendy is maybe overcompensating for something. As far maybe they thought that, because of the alleged allegations of her husband so-called cheating on her, that maybe, she might be, dressing this way so she could possibly be saving her marriage of some sort. Let's see. Now, as they are talking about this, it's very, very shady. Now, as they were talking about this on camera, about this lady, Wendy's coming down. She's looking great, by the way. I was like, I don't know if she had the tank or whatever, but them things looked like they weren't going nowhere. I was hoping that she didn't get a nip slip, and she didn't. They were nice and right. And, as soon as Wendy came downstairs, Gizelle and Robyn, zoop, they got quiet. You would think that they would actually tell Wendy because, they say what they mean, right? You would think they would take that time out when it's just them two to discuss about how they feel about Wendy, and then, try to, if they're so, because they use the word that they're concerned. If you was concerned about Wendy and the fact that her husband may be stepping down on her, then you and y'all would have pulled her aside outside the group to say, look, we heard X, Y, and Z. We just want to know, are you going through something? If you are, we're here to help. Like, we're so concerned. But no, they wait till the dinner to bust the girl out. And this is why I actually, felt bad about her. So Robyn says more than once that she feels like that this new Wendy has no substance. She feels like the Wendy of last season had more substance than she does this season. Now Wendy comes downstairs. They get quiet. So she says, "Man, you guys must have been in some deep conversation." Of course, the Green Eye Bandits say no. They were a little shocked that she ran up on them so quietly like that. The ladies end up meeting in the living room before they head to dinner. Candace has gifts for everyone. It ended up being swim caps and robes for everyone to use while they swimming. So Gizelle takes over the trip and manages to plan a water aerobics class. No one was very excited about that. So the woman was like, yeah, whatever. They head off to dinner. At the restaurant, the ladies actually get seated. Wendy is side-eyeing the hell out of Gizelle. Seems like Wendy knows that something is about to hit the fan, and she is already on defense. So the waiter comes over, takes their orders. They discuss like everything that's supposed to be happening during their trip. Candace lets the ladies know that there'll be a whiskey tasting. Wendy gets excited about this, and she names herself Whiskey Win and Whiskey Wendy or Whiskey Win, something like that. And Robyn was like, well, damn, how many names you gonna have? Let's see. Oh, it's a whole bunch that happened. Oh, Candace talks about the role reversal and how, Chris is as a husbander. They was grilling her about that too. Asking basically how does Chris gets paid, and Gizelle basically is like, hey, you need to make sure your paperwork is correct because you don't want anybody to F you over. And then a scholar was like, what you mean, like money wise? And Gizelle is like, nah, scapegoat. Use her name as clout, basically a clout chaser is what I got out of that. Then we heard that Miss Dorothy, who is Candace's mom, is not on board with Chris being her manager. And it is what it is. But, Candace is going to stand by her man. She's going to stick beside him. And it is what it is, because at the end of the day, she understands her marriage and you don't. Okay? Now, here is other shades. See, this is why I don't understand the dynamic of Gizelle and Robyn, because let me tell you something. There is no way that my girlfriend, my bestie, my best friend, my A1 from day one is going to go on national TV and ask me if I feel like I neglect my kids. Gizelle, you was dead wrong for asking Robyn that on national TV. That was shadiness at its finest, and it was not the time or the place. But you know what though? Because it's real funny, because I'd be listening to y'all podcast, and I have not that has not come up. You did not ask her on y'all podcast if Robyn ever felt like that she neglected her kids. But then you're going to take this and put this on national TV because neglect is a very, 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 very heavy word. You could have used anything but neglect. I didn't like that. And Robyn, and instead of you putting Gizelle in check, which I hope you did behind the scenes, you actually answered on national TV, yes, I do feel like I neglect my kids. And that was very brave of you, Robyn. And I know I'm hard on you at times. I know I am. But that was very brave of you. But I hope you cussed Gizelle out behind the scenes. Don't you ever try me like that. Neglect, that could mean a lot of things. That could mean I'm not feeding my kids, clothing my kids. I got my kids in the closet, locked away. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not caring for them. Like, no. We're not going to do that. And then on top of that, you know, Gizelle going to talk about, and another thing too, Robyn, you better watch out, girl. Because when your best friend tell you that you need to step it up for your fine husband, her words, girl, you better watch out. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Oh my gosh, I could not believe she asked her that on national TV. But I did like the fact that a scholar, because Robyn was sharing about what she's been going through as far as the Panera, how since 2020, and how she's been stuck in the rut. And although her business is being successful, she really feels like that her business could do better. And then we had Gizelle coming with that BS. But I was thankful for a scholar that she actually brought awareness to that. It could be that Robyn, it may be depressed. And I'm not going to joke about depression, because guess what? Depression is real. Mental wellness is essential, and mental health is real. So I'm not even going to joke about that. So this week, Robyn, I am on your side, baby. Okay? And I hope you cuss Gizelle behind the scenes for even trying you like that. Wendy also agreed that she suffers from that she feels overwhelmed. And to me, this was Gizelle's cue to come in and start her mess, because she tells Wendy that she was talking to Robyn earlier, which is not all surprising at all, and they have noticed that she doesn't care about how she dresses, but that she's seeing too much of her body at this point. Robyn then jumps in and says Wendy's personality changed and that she had more substance last year. Robyn says that last year Wendy wasn't that loose. Now it's showing your tatas and a butt cheek here and there. Does that mean loose? Loose again is a strong word. I did not understand how Wendy is being loose. Okay, she's not dropping it like it's hot at her job or at the university that she works at. She's not dropping it like it's hot. Is she still commentating? I'm not sure. But you don't see her dropping it like it's hot on her professional side. But damn, she's at a girls' trip. She's on a bus. A party bus that has a stripper pole that's playing probably like, some bop, some beats. So why wouldn't she let loose? Why wouldn't she paid thousands and thousands of dollars for some new tatas and some new butt cheeks. Why can't she show them off on the girls' trip? I don't get it. I think you two have been sipping a little haterade when it comes to that. I mean, come on. I mean, Robyn, won't you wake up long enough that you can make an appointment to go get your boobs and ass done. I'm just saying. Substance? Robyn, you haven't brought any substance to the show since it started. Nothing but being Gizelle's background singer. That's just my opinion. That's just my 2 cents about it. So I don't understand how you can come after Wendy about her not having substance when you barely have any substance on the show. That's all I'm saying. How dare you guys? And Gizelle, your only substance on this show is basically telling everybody about their marriages, what their husbands are doing. What you seem to know everything, every warning sign, everything when it comes down to marriages, except for your own, because you couldn't see a sign when it came to Pastor Jamal and about all the women allegedly that he was messing with, including allegedly another pastor. And you didn't pick that up. Why don't you take your own advice and leave these girls, marriages alone? And not only did you say it once about Wendy's husband, not only did you say it twice, but you said it 3 times. We know there are rumors out there that Wendy's husband cheated on whatever, on Wendy. We get it, Gizelle. Is it gonna be a 4th time? Please don't let it be that Wendy gonna show up with another binder like Monique did. That's all I'm saying. Leave that girl man alone. Just concentrate on you, Gizelle. On you. And actually, I really appreciate the fact that now, you decide that you're gonna be the one to sit down and tell Wendy about these rumors. And then you try to act like that you heard it from whoever, but you really heard it from Gizelle, and you are still protecting her. Gizelle is messy boots. Now, Wendy, of course, is really pissed off that she is being ganged up on by the Green Bandit. Candace did defend Wendy in the confessional, but Candace, at the end of the day, you sat there quiet. You did not defend Wendy. At least we didn't see that yet at the dinner. So, the confessional, that's whack. If you was my friend, it's just like, that saying when they say, when somebody come up to you, such and such talk about me. Well, I want to know what you said. I want to know your response. Because Candace was just sitting there stuck on stupid. I guess she's like, well, I gotta live with these ladies for the next couple of days. And another thing that surprised me too is that Mia actually agreed with Gizelle and Robyn, saying that Michelle Obama doesn't dress sexy, and but she's just conservative, but she's still sexy. And Michelle Obama is the president's my president's first. She's my first lady, so of course she has that image to withhold. And plus, 2 different people, 2 different age differences. I'm just saying. Wendy says that basically she has not changed. She said that she said she changed a little bit because she was dealing with postpartum, but this is the new Wendy, like it or love it. Robyn claims that Wendy's new body changed her personality. Gizelle brings up the issues that Wendy had with Mia. They both agreed that they actually weren't fighting over anything, so they kind of made up, but not really. They really grilled Wendy, and Wendy was going tat for tat. She was going tat for tat. So Ascala decides it was time to ask Gizelle about what happened between her and Pastor Bryant. Gizelle says that she's not going to discuss anything in front of the girls. They can have some private time about that. And Wendy is like, well, that's not fair, because at the end of the day, you're talking about me in front of these ladies, so why can't we talk about what you got going on? Let's see. Like in true fashion, Gizelle never wants to tell her business, but she knows about everybody else's business, and it just is what it is. Let's see. Then Karen told Gizelle basically like, your whole life is a lie. Gizelle cuts Wendy with her eyes. Then we see Wendy laughing at her expense. Karen also points out how Gizelle is always defensive and never owns up to absolutely anything. Knowing this conversation isn't going anywhere, the women leave the table, but not before Robyn tells Wendy that she's beautiful. Wendy rolls her eyes, and then the ladies return to the estate in their cottage. And Robyn wonders if Wendy's in her head about their recent conversation. Now, they get back to the cottage, and let me tell you, like I said, Wendy stood her own. She didn't let Gizelle and Robyn see her sweat. But when she got back to the cottage, we see Wendy kind of break down, and Karen was like, look, you can cry if you need to cry. Go ahead and let it all out here, but you better not give Gizelle and Robyn the satisfaction of crying in front of them. And she just felt like, Wendy felt like Gizelle was like a big sister, with great advice, and she just didn't understand why all of a sudden Gizelle is coming for her. Easy, Wendy. They're a bunch of haters. They've been sipping on a little haterade. Because now you are feeling good about yourself. And at the end of the day, your enemies never want you to feel as good as, they don't want you to feel better than them at the end of the day. But yeah, so Karen asks Wendy if she's feeling more conservative today, since she's been a little bit more all right, hold on. I think I missed something. Oh yeah, this is the next day. Wendy actually, I guess she feels kind of like back in her shell. I'm sure it won't take her long to come back in her shell. But yeah, she is basically more covered up. And Karen asked her, do you feel better about yourself today? And Wendy's like, hey, I'm just here for the shits and giggles. I'm not going to change the way I dress. And Karen basically tells Wendy, do not let Karen dim your light, because that's exactly. Don't let Gizelle dim your light, because that's exactly what Gizelle is doing. Karen has given the utmost advice. She's been dealing with Gizelle for years. When I say it was a lot going on in this episode, because honestly, I was going to try to cover this in Love and Marriage Huntsville, but it was just a lot of stuff going on that I couldn't even, do two reviews in one situationship. So I'm gonna do my review about Love and Marriage Huntsville sometime this week. And tonight it is a big night, because not only do we have Love and Hip Hop ATL, but we also have the premiere of Love and Hip Hop Miami. And of course, I gotta be there for both. So I am there. I am definitely there. I cannot wait to see Nori. I don't know about you guys, but Nori, you guys know him as the host of Drink Champs. I just know him as Nori and Noriega. Okay, Noriega and Capone. If you guys don't know about Noriega and Capone, oh my God, that shows just how old I am. But I've been rocking with Nori since Super Thug and everything else, so I cannot wait until tonight. But yeah, so drop your 2 cents on last night's episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm curious to see what you guys 2 cents is. I mean, are we seeing Bravo and colorism? You know, are they protecting Gizelle? Is Robyn bringing substance? Drop your 2 cents in the comments. Well, my snoopers, that is my time for today. Let me know about what you guys think about last night's episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. How did you feel about Gizelle using the word servants and how comfortable she was using the plantation language? Or am I just in my feelings about that? And what about the fact that Robyn actually threw her friend Ascala like for a loop by letting her be with a whole bunch of ladies that she didn't know? And what about the green eye bandits? Should they just worry about what they got going on and leave Wendy alone? Make sure you put your 2 cents in the comments, and do not forget, if you want to see more of my shenanigans, please do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I see that you guys you saw this. Please, you can always get this shirt amongst all other things on my website, Phatgyrlsnoop.co, where you can find this shirt. Comes in all colors. I have a couple of designs up there, amongst other things. So, your support is greatly appreciated. And my snoopers, I hope you have a great rest of your Monday. And that is PHAT, as in pretty, hot, and tempting. Bye for now.